Hello and welcome to this episode of Monty Python Coding. Today's topic is Python lists or arrays, depending on what you want to call them. Today we'll be discussing what Python lists are and how we use Python lists. Now this is the third time I'm recording this, because the first time I forgot to record the screen and the second time I forgot to press record on the camera. So, third time's a charm. Now what is a Python list? A Python list is simply a list of elements ordered. So, for example, we could have a list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it will retain that order. Now, what can we do with Python lists? Well, here I have a few examples of what is possible with Python lists. So, I've defined two lists up here, A and B, and Python lists can be either of the same type or of varying types. So you see that it successfully defined A and B without trouble, even though A is containing both the type integer, string, boolean, and the special type of none. Now to access elements within a list, we simply pass an index starting from 0. So if we want the first element of A, we pass it index 0. The second element is index 1, and so on, and so on. You can also index from the end of the array. So if we want the last element of the array, we pass -1, because the end of the array, -1, is the last element. It is also possible to edit the values of the array in place. So for example, if we want to add 1, we can simply A1 plus equals 1. And then A1 will have had 1 added to it. And then we can remove 1, or -1, to get back to the original value. Another thing we can do is to concatenate lists, which we simply do using the addition operator, because Python types can override what specific operators do, so a list overrides it to concatenate. This gives us the output of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is list A, 6, 7, true, none, which is list B. Let's discuss different ways of creating a list. Now one way to create a list is with the Python range function. So if we want a range of numbers from 0 to 9, because the argument is non-inclusive, we simply call range 10. Now the reason I'm having to put list here is because in Python 3 it doesn't return a list, it returns an iterable, so we need to cast it to a list. But we can also specify a starting value which is inclusive. So if we want all the values from 0 to 10 non-inclusive, so 0 to 9, we can pass a starting value of 3. We can also pass a step. So if we want every second value from 3 to 10 non-inclusive, we pass a step of 2. Now this is a very cool way to create lists if you want a list of numbers in ascending or descending order if you pass a negative step. So if we want all the numbers from 10 to 3 descending, but non-inclusive of 3, we can pass a step of -2 to get every second number, or a step of -1 if we simply want it in reverse order. Now the final thing I will show you about lists is how you can access subindexes with steps, and like we have done with range. So if we want a 1 through the third index of A non-inclusive, we can simply do that, which is very powerful. And you can also specify a step, for example, if we want and if you leave it blank, it will assume 0 or the end if it's in the second one. So if we want every second element of A starting from 1, we simply do 1, 2. Or if we just simply want every second element of A, we simply pass A, 2. You have been watching an episode of Monty Python Coding. Today's topic was Python lists or arrays. I publish these every Monday and Thursday, 7 o'clock GMT. Next week's topic is on Python loops. I will see you then.